Hey everybody, how we doing? Sunnyvale Reject is back in the house with another video. I don't know what day it is, but it's overcast and it's probably going to storm later. So today is not sunny and pretty. And it's very rare that I say that being from Florida. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a great day so far. I'm going to make it a little bit better. Today we're going to talk about a writer and some work that we all know very well. I'm sure you guys have read a few of his books. I haven't, but I'm going to embark on that journey very soon. Today we're going to talk about V.C. Andrews. That's right, V.C. Andrews. You guys have seen my collection in the past, but recently, over the last, let's say, 4 or 5 months, I've been really trying to complete the series that I want to read. I've got it written down right here. So the series that I want to read are Dollanganger, of course, Castile, Cutler, and Landry. I had everything in the Dollanganger series. I had everything in the Castile series. I was just missing some books from the Cutler and the Landry series, 9 to be exact. Today I want to show you those 9 beautiful books, and of course, I'd love to hear anything you guys have to say about it. And it all started with this book, of course, Flowers in the Attic. Shadyside Library. Zach, what's up, my man? We talked a while back about doing a buddy read. If you're ready, I'm ready. I just got to finish this. I'm reading Richard Lehman right now, and this is a page turner. I'm loving it. This book is seriously grotesque. It is dark. It is, I don't know, man. It's cutting edge. I really, really enjoy it. There's not a moment where I don't think about wanting to get back to this book. Richard Lehman. Whoever put me on to Lehman, I cannot remember who it was. It may have been Nightmares Anyone, but I'm very, very grateful. I'm loving this. And I'm also reading, Dead Time Stories. I'm on like page 50. But after that, I would like to dig into V.C. Andrews, Flowers in the Attic, start from the beginning and just keep going. As you know, Flowers in the Attic, there's some children stuck upstairs, held prisoner and captive by an evil relative because of a will. And the books that came after that are those kids' and their kids and their kids and their cousins and their aunts and their uncles. And this is dark, high drama, melodrama at its finest. It really is. Let me take a sip of water here. But the V.C. Andrews we think of is not necessarily the V.C. Andrews that wrote the books. Just a little water there to wet the whistle. Andrew Neiderman is V.C. Andrews. Andrew Neiderman is 84 years old. He was, born in Brooklyn. He's from, he lived upstate New York. And he's been writing since he was in kindergarten. I mean, think about that, coming up with stories since you're a child. It's like you were born to do it. So he's 84 now. He's been writing since kindergarten. Him and V.C. Andrews had the same editor and agent, and when she got really sick, they asked him. They came forward and said, "Hey, we need you to finish. I think it was Garden of Shadows, the last book in 1986 in the Dollanganger series." And everything else after that is Andrew Neiderman. So think about it. Him and his agent were talking. He was already writing about teenagers. I mean, the man taught for 23 years total, I think. And I think he published his first book in 1979. But over those 23 years of teaching, he wrote 18 books while he was teaching. So he studied those kids, and he knew their interactions and their dynamics, between their friends, and the things that they stressed about and their relationships. So he knew them well. So when it came to write about V.C. Andrews, which is really about families, she was concerned with how can we say that we love somebody so much and hurt them so much. So Andrew Neiderman stepped in, and he was perfect for the job. And think about it, he's written over 40 V.C. Andrews books. He's written over 40 Andrew Neiderman books. This guy is very, very prolific. And he wrote the scripts, and he wrote the treatments, and he tried to get all of those movies produced. And now you can't go anywhere basically without seeing a V.C. Andrews movie advertisement. For example, the other day I was watching, I believe it's Supergirl with my boy who's 9 years old. And the girl who stars in it, she plays Dawn in the latest version of Dawn, the movie version. Suzanne Summers, I think, is in it too. But there you go, right there. And that got me thinking about V.C. Andrews again. And of course, I went on the hunt for the books. All right, as I always say, let me shut up. But these books have never lost interest in the public's mind because it deals with things that we all deal with, family problems, pure and simple. So they're very international. It doesn't matter if you're in Korea, Russia, Japan, or whatever. We all have families. We all have the same problems, and therefore these books have and will stand the test of time. So as you know, it all started with V.C. Andrews, Flowers in the Attic, and she wrote the Flowers in the Attic, Petals on the Wind, If There Be Thorns, Seeds of Yesterday, and Garden of Shadows was finished by Niederman because she got very, very sick. All right, so that's that. So let's dig in. The Cutler series, which starts with Dawn. I had a problem getting Dawn in the mail, so I ordered like 4. I ended up getting 2 copies of Dawn in the mail. I may have a giveaway. Be on the lookout. Please like and subscribe. Your support means more to me than anything. And even though I screw up and some of my videos aren't that good, I put a lot of thought into it, and I really dig, us communicating for what it is. You know what I mean? I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. Like and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm an author too. Blaine Forrest and Laughing is Forever. I'd be honored if you check them out. So we got 2 copies of Dawn here, but we'll just look at one. Look at this. Yes, I had to have it. I had to have it. That's why I went after specific hardbacks. Look, it's cool to be able to read the book and then turn it over. All right, so Dawn. Dawn is the first book in the Cutler series, published in 1990. Here is the stunning debut of a phenomenal new series, a compelling story of sinister secrets, shattered illusions, tender dreams, and a young girl's desperate yearning for the sheltering warmth of a true home and a happy family. I think, we all want that. Dawn Longchamp wants more than anything to believe that, at last, she's safe and secure. Her daddy has a good job as janitor at a private school in Virginia. Okay. So Dawn and her brother Jimmy have a chance for a free, fine education and a decent life. For the first time, Dawn has a room of her own, but she misses whispering nighttime make-believe with Jimmy. Deeply devoted to her intense, brooding brother, Dawn always turns to Jimmy when she feels sad and lost. Yeah, I bet she does. That's Dawn, book 1 in the Cutler series. All right, what's next? I did not have this, but I got it. I think I showed this to you guys in a book haul video a while back, but we didn't really talk about it, did we? If we did, here's a little recap. V.C. Andrews, Secrets of the Morning. Secrets of the Morning. This is book 2, published in 1990. That's so cool and very, very creepy. They're all gorgeous people. Secrets of the Morning. All right. At last, Dawn has escaped from the shadow of her tortured past in Cutler's Cove. Now in New York City and enrolled in a prestigious music school, Dawn wants to forget her grandmother's coldness, her mother's selfishness, her sister Clara Sue's bitter jealousy, and her brother Philip's sexual pursuit. But Dawn cannot forget Jimmy, her strong, supportive boyfriend, and the love and anguished secrets they share. That's Secrets of the Morning. Book 2. Yeah, I didn't have any of these books. All right, so Cutler, book 3 would be. Look at this, y'all. I'm so happy to have this. I got this on Pango. Thank you, Pango seller. Twilight's Child. Y'all hear my chair squeaking? It's Twilight's Child. Got motives. They're plotting, they're scheming. Something is going on. But these are beautiful, beautiful, nice hardback copies that look good on the shelf, and they create and stir up a lot of really cool conversations, I've come to find out. Twilight's Child. The captivating saga that began with Dawn and Secrets of the Morning continues in this mesmerizing new novel. The spellbinding story of a young bride's struggle to escape a legacy of illusion and deceit and create a warm, loving environment for her new family. Okay, I'm with it. Sounds good. Now, at last, Dawn is truly happy. She's married her darling Jimmy, found Christy, the beautiful baby who was stolen from her. Whoops. and is expecting another child, but her happiness is shattered when past enemies return. I like that, man. I like that about series. I like that about Faulkner. I like that about damn R.L. Stein. Come on. I like it when you have a family, that family grows and spreads, and it follows different family members and talks about their successes, their failures, their pain, their joys. And you start to really feel and love and care about these characters or despise them, but you come to feel like you know them over time. Proust was great at that too. But that is Twilight's Child, baby. And what's that? That's book 3 of Cutler series, published in, what is this? 1992. So check this out, man. You got in the Castile series 85, 86, 1988, 99, 90, and then the Cutler series 90, 91, 92, 92, 93. I'm telling you, man, Niederman was prolific as hell. And then there's a lot of great interviews with him. And in his interviews, he always says it's really hard work because he has to put himself in the mind of Virginia Andrews right now with current events. He's trying to be more modern. What would she be thinking? What would she be saying about the general climate of this country? Politics, relationships, whatnot. You get it, right? What would V.C. Andrews do? And he has to put himself in her shoes to be able to write with authority and to not let the fans down. You know what I'm saying? So we saw Twilight's Child. That was book 3, published in 1992. Now we got book 4, Midnight Whispers. Look at this. Once again, a beautiful, beautiful copy. Midnight Whispers. Some wasted space on the back. It's always worth it, man. I know you got a publishing budget and all that, but and maybe they're trying to create some mystique, but don't waste this space. Use it. Give people something, because they flip it over, right, like a Hallmark card. They want something to be there, and when there's nothing there, you've lost them. There's one box that wasn't checked off, but this is Midnight Whispers. Her books are ominously, widely addictive. That was the Philadelphia Inquirer. Nobody knew for a long time that V.C. Andrews was being ghostwritten by Niederman. Niederman. That's how he says it. Nobody knew that for quite some time. The spellbinding Cutler series began with Dawn and continued with Secrets of the Morning, Twilight's Child, now Midnight Whispers. We return to Cutler's Cove, to a young girl growing up happy and innocent, only dimly aware of the shameful secrets that threaten her bright future. Christy Longchamp knows she is the luckiest girl in the world. She has fine house and pretty clothes. Her mother, Dawn, is as sweet and talented as she is beautiful. And Daddy Jimmy loves her more dearly than her real father ever could. Yet Christy can't help feeling as if a dark cloud hovers over her, a cloud whose origins lie in her family's troubled history and the many questions no one, not even Dawn, will answer. It's Midnight Whispers. Hints of what's to come. Maybe some secrets are become not secrets anymore. I don't know. All right, that's Midnight Whispers. I have The Darkest Hour. It's up here somewhere on this shelf, but you guys have seen that before, so I won't trouble you with it right now. The other series and the final series by V.C. Andrews that I wanted to collect is the Landry series. I didn't have any of these books, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have them all right here. I do have a copy of, what is it, this one here? Falling Stars. And I was thinking about getting the omnibus, the 4 books that came before it with the cinnamon, ice, I think rose, and honey. But I just decided against it, so I'll put it on sale at Pango. And if I don't sell it, I'll give it to a student who'll read it and maybe get the omnibus, and maybe that'll get them started on their V.C. Andrews journey. But I am going to read the Dollanganger, Castile, Cutler, and Landry series. So here's the Landry series, and this completes my V.C. Andrews collection because it's all the books that I'm going to read, and I don't have any space for books that I'm not going to read. It all started with 1993's Ruby. I tried desperately to get a hardback copy of this. I never could. I got a nice paperback with the step back art, but it wasn't good enough to show you guys. It had stickers all over the back. But this is a nice reading copy. I believe I got this from Half Price Books. It was supposed to be a hardback also, but it was not. But this is a nice little crisp, clean little paperback, and when I'm done with it, I will find somebody to give it to. It feels really good to give books away, but I want them to read it. Damn it, read the book that somebody takes a chance on you with and gives you. Read it. Find out why they thought you might like that book. What was it about you that made them think you would like that book? Or go give it to like a free little, those little libraries, those little lending libraries. All right, shut up, okay. In the heart of the bayou, Ruby Landry lives a simple, happy life. But innocence can't last forever, can it? No. The only family Ruby Landry has ever known are her loving guardian, Grandmere Catherine, a Cajun spiritual healer, and her drunken outcast grandpeer, Jack. I've never heard grandparents referred to in that way, and I'm from, South Mississippi. I apologize for my ignorance if I'm wrong, but I've never have, and reading this book, that I would not connect with that right there. Although thinking about her dead mother and mysterious father sometimes makes her feel as mournful as the wind sighing through the Spanish moss, Ruby is grateful for all she has. Her life is filled with hope and promise, especially when her attraction for handsome Paul Tate blossoms into a mysterious, wonderful love. But Paul's wealthy parents forbid him to associate with a poor Landry, and Grandmere urges her to follow her dream of becoming a great painter, foreseeing a time when Ruby will be surrounded with riches in the dazzling city of New Orleans. Yet she cannot know how close that uncertain future looms. I would leave it there, and I wouldn't ask anything else of the reader. I might put a blurb there, in bold from a magazine or something like that. But that sounds really rich and epic, and like something I'd really like to read to find out how things turn out for the character. And that's really, I'll say this over and over, that's really the best you can do. You want a great story, you want to set up great scene, you want to have, all your ducks in a row, like the language is proper for the historical context, the era. But you got to have lovable, likable characters that are not perfect, but are in a tough situation, and somehow they work their way out of it. You have to get the audience and the readers behind your protagonist. But that's Ruby. That's book one. What was it? Published in 1993. First book of the Landry series. I was really excited to get this one in the mail. This is book two, 1994's Pearl in the Mist. And again, just a beautiful copy, and I did not see myself collecting V.C. Andrews books when I started this journey, but here they are, and I defend the shit out of them all the time. I see videos popping up on YouTube all the time why we should read V.C. Andrews, why we all read Flowers in the Attic. Well, it's still very, very popular, and when she passed away, she was really successful, had sold a lot of copies, and was very, very popular persona. So what is Pearl in the Mist about? The second novel in the exciting new V.C. Andrews series, a young girl growing up on the Louisiana Bayou. I like that. When I dig into it, we'll see how accurate it is. But of course, Niederman, who wrote this, is from upstate New York. So I wonder if he ever spent time there or lived there. I never heard that in any of his, interviews or anything. A young girl growing up on the Louisiana Bayou discovers she has another family. Even after living there for a year, 16-year-old Ruby Dumas still wonders at the splendor of her father's New Orleans mansion and rejoices in the warmth of his love. But true happiness eludes her, for Ruby must carefully avoid a venomous enemy, her stepmother, who cringes and sneers at Ruby's backwater upbringing, and Ruby's every effort to befriend her crippled twin sister, Giselle, is answered with bitterness. V.C. Andrews, Pearl in the Mist, sounds good. Again, don't waste the back. Purple is a fun color, but there can be an image there that gives them more reasons to want to read the book. Right? All right. All right, so book three, All That Glitters. This is 1995. All That Glitters. V.C. Andrews, the Landry series. Spine's okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? Decent copy here. Living again in a humble shack, Ruby is determined to make a secure and happy home for her precious infant daughter, Pearl, aided by the thoughtful gifts and warm encouragement of Paul Tate, her first love, whom she was forced to abandon. She ekes out a living selling her handicrafts. Paul has become a man of unbelievable wealth, and when he whisks her into his grand house, complete with servants no less, an inspiring artist's studio for Ruby, and a sparkling nursery for Pearl, it seems their future is assured. But it's not assured. Nothing is assured. And That might sound great at first, but to anybody that's a writer out there or an artist, if you go from being desperate and broke as hell and hungry and you move into a mansion where everything's provided for you, it changes your art. Like, I'm doing okay now. Things have been okay for a while, but I really, really struggled. And I'm talking about with psychological issues, with addictions, with being broke as while I was writing Blame Force and Laughing is Forever, and that deep poverty, those psychological issues, the deep trauma that I was working through, and then not knowing where my next meal was going to come from, how I was going to put gas in my car. Nobody could write that book, those books, like I wrote them, because I was there, street level, boots on the ground, eking my way through life, knowing that one day those books would become something and inspire somebody who's just as down and depressed to never give up and turn that terrible experience into something good. Okay, all right. It's all that glitters. My heart pounding, I opened the door and let my twin sister into the house. Our stepmother would bust a gut if she saw how well you've done for yourself, dear sister, Giselle said as she gazed at the grand entryway. My paintings and small statues, the long marble floors and grand stairway. Where's Bo's baby? She demanded. No warm-up there. Paul's asleep and no one knows her as Bo's baby here, I said. Of course, she smiled with satisfaction. If you've come here to make trouble for us, ... Ah, look, it's just some dialogue, okay? There's not a blurb on the back, it's just dialogue. All that glitters. Read it. Oh, I was really excited to get a nice copy of this from a Pango seller that had it listed as good. It's in mint condition. It's Hidden Jewel, 1995, baby. Look at this. This sold me. I wanted this book. I didn't care. I wouldn't care who it was by. I don't care what part of what series it is. I want this book. Look, let me let y'all look at it again. This is a beautiful book. This is how you do it. This is done right. From the mix of cursive and what do you call that? Not cursive, whatever the hell you call that shit. V.C. Andrews, the big, bold, capitalized font. The cursive red writing here. The contrast from white, black, red, purple, gold. I love it. It does its job and it does it well. Spine's okay. Stands out. Look behind me. Does it stand out? And look. This is a back cover used to the fullest extent to capture a reader's attention and make them not just read the book and then give it to Goodwill, but keep it on their shelf. And when people come over that know books and that like books, you're like, hey, check this out, man. And they're like, hell yeah, if I ever write a book, I want it to look just like that. All right, this is Hidden Jewel. Dreaming of becoming a doctor, teenage Pearl, see, the babies are growing up, gets a summer job as a nurse's aide in an elegant old hospital. The job is as fascinating as she had hoped it would be. Even more interesting because of her friendship with a handsome intern, oh boy. But Pearl's happiness is clouded by memories of her nightmarish early years and questions about the dark secrets that have tainted her family. When a series of tragedies befalls those close to her and her mother, Ruby disappears. Pearl flees back into the bayou of her childhood, seeking the shocking, long-buried truths of her heritage. It's Hidden Jewel, V.C. Andrews. Get a copy, even if you just look at it, because it's awesome. That was 1995. The Landry series wrapped up with Tarnished Gold. This is Tarnished Gold from 1986. This completes my V.C. Andrews collection. I know people have more and they want to read more. This is all I want to read. And Tarnished Gold completes that collection. V.C. Andrews, Tarnished Gold. Take a look-see. Again, not something I envisioned being on my shelf. But now there's so many because of that. Even if I never read this damn book, I will take it off the shelf and look at it all the time and feel it. Come on, y'all. Tarnished Gold. Okay, this is it. Better be exciting. 16-year-old Gabriel Landry revels in the beauty of the Louisiana bayou, despite her humble home and the rift between her lovely mama and her convincing daddy. That's interesting that they chose to say mama and daddy instead of mother and father. Then cannery owner Octavius Tate surprises her sunbathing near a secluded pond and violates her innocence forever. Oh boy, it's getting steamy. Oh boy, that's not good. Pregnant and desolate, Gabriel agrees to let Octavius's frigid wife claim the baby as her own. Hiding in a tiny room in the Tate mansion's attic until she gives birth, Gabriel is miserable, but nothing is more wrenching than the moment when baby Paul is taken away from her. Gabriel's gloom lifts only when a hunting party brings gentle Creole millionaire Pierre Dumas to the bayou. Desperately in love, Gabriel fails to heed her mother's warning voice. This married man may bring more grief than Gabriel can bear. With the baby being locked up in the attic, it seems like we went full circle. From flowers in the attic to tarnished gold. And that is why I decided to stop right there. Okay, and that's it right there. I'm going to stop right there with my V.C. Andrews. That is my complete V.C. Andrews collection. The 1, 2, 3, 4 series that I want to read, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. And again, if you know anything about it, I'd love to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe while you're there too. I told you guys I was reading Layman. Where's my Layman book? I told you guys I was reading Layman. I'm reading this. And after I finish those, if I don't get the opportunity to read this right off the bat with Zach from Shadyside Library. Zach, what's up? What do you think? Then I'm going to read one of these. Carrie or The God Project by John Saul. And again, I'd love to know what you guys think I should read next. That's it. Let me come on in here because my clicker never works. It never works. I'll try it and then I'll push end on the camera there. Stay cool. You guys are amazing. And if you're not writing your own book, what is stopping you? Start right now. Write your own book. And thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it.